Hey, greetings everyone. Glenn Calloway, Bluegrass from the Basement. I want to show you guys, talk about banjo mutes and how many of you use them, how many you need to use them, how many of your wives and girlfriends and family wish you'd use one. Uh, but I don't use them too often, mostly because I found them so cumbersome. Like here's my banjo mute here, the one I've always used. So I got to undo those screws, and I got to place them. I got to take this this bracket comes in two pieces, and I got to take it apart, the two screws out. I got to hold one in place under the bridge, the other one over the bridge, and then put the two screws in. It's really ridiculous, and it dampens the sound pretty good. So I have been researching mutes because I'm playing a lot now, and I wasn't for a long time, so it didn't really require one. But now it's like I get up early in the morning and I want to play. Sometimes I want to play late at night, and I don't want to drive my poor wife nuts. So I've been researching, and I found this. Um, the Gold Tone Iucci Banjo Mute. Now, I believe this banjo mute was originally manufactured or produced in 1920s for tenor banjos. They're making them for five strings, six strings, whatever. So it's totally not cumbersome and really does a good job. So I'm just going to show you what I got here. So first of all, I want to read you something here. It says it cannot fall off. I agree with that. Does not hinder your right hand position, which is really important. Increase sustain with minimum volume. There's no sustain on a banjo for those of you who don't play a banjo. Wife husband pleaser for extended practice. Knob style end for easy grip installation and removal. So here's what this baby looks like. Right there. Gold Tone, made by Gold Tone, like that. It's got like some kind of a padding inside, and like almost like that old style clothespin from the old days. Anyway, so what you do, I'm going to put this thing down on the floor, and you're not going to see my face, which might be good for some of you. Hold on. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to take my picks off. We're going to take this thing right here, and we're going to slide it underneath the bridge like that. First of all, before I do that, let me show you my volume without that. Okay? Now, let's put the Iucci Banjo Mute on. There we go. It's in place. You see it's right on top. It doesn't cause any trouble whatsoever. It slides on and off easy. Listen. So there we go. So I wanted to show you that. It's pretty cool. So if anybody's looking for a mute, I believe I bought it on Amazon for like $29.95. So there's two kinds Gold Tone makes. They make one just called a regular banjo mute, and this Iucci one. The Iucci one seems better for me for some reason, but there it is. Now records. I picked up a few pretty cool albums, I thought. I'm going to show them to you. First of all, vinyl. I grabbed this for $10. Mike Aldridge. Anybody big Dobro fans out there? Mike Aldridge is really, he was the guy. I mean, guys like Jerry Douglas worship Mike Aldridge. He was the guy, played with Seldom Seen. Fantastic player, fantastic. And if you're not familiar with the Seldom Scene, if you're just kind of getting into bluegrass music, you really should check these guys out. It's actually a good gateway into bluegrass because they kind of modernized the sound, and they got beautiful vocals. Do a lot of more songs that came out of maybe the different genres like rock and whatever and folk and plus all the bluegrass stuff. Incredible vocalists and just iconic players: Mike Aldrich, Ben Eldridge. Ben Eldridge is Chris Eldridge's dad, who's in Punch Brothers, if anybody's familiar with that band. John Duffy, Tom Gray. I mean, just a great, great band. Anyway, Mike Aldridge put albums on his own, and this may have been his first one. It's on the Flying Fish label. What's really interesting about this is the people who played on it. David Bromberg's all over this album. Um, Vassar Clements is on this album. Bobby Thompson playing banjo on this album. Michael Coleman playing bass. If anybody's a fan of Doc Watson, you'll know T. Michael Coleman played bass with Doc and Merle for many years. Yeah, anyway, they do stuff like, see, this is what I mean by they kind of do little different stuff. They do a version of Last Train to Clarksville, a Monkey song on here. He does California Dreamin' on here. Georgia on My Mind. Excellent, excellent record. I got that for $10. The rest are CDs. Now, any of you guys familiar with this band, The Dead South? I believe they're Canadian. They've been around a few years. I'm kind of just getting into them. I was aware of them and kind of always had them on my bucket list to listen to. But for some reason, the name came up a couple of weeks ago, and I thought I got to delve into this. And I just did a few little spot listens on Spotify. And their new album is called Chains and Stakes. And I picked this up, and it's fantastic. I mean, these guys are, you can't call them bluegrass. It's quirky. They're certainly based in terms of instrumentation. Mandolin, banjo, guitar, fiddle, great harmonies, couple of different vocalists in the band, but it's very quirky stuff. Like it's almost like bluegrass meets Tex-Mex sometimes, if that makes any sense. It's interesting, really interesting album. I'm turned into a big fan of the Dead South, and this is their new album, Chains and Stakes. Give it a listen. Next, one of the legendary bands of bluegrass, if you talk about the Osborne Brothers, Flatt and Scruggs, Bill Monroe. The fourth group, or whatever you would probably mention, would be Reno and Smiley. Don Reno. I got to see Don Reno at Bluegrass Canada's Carlisle Bluegrass Festival back in the late 70s, and man, the guy could still play. But this is the first CD of theirs I've owned, 20 or 16 greatest bluegrass hits. And on here is Love, Please Come Home, Talk of the Town, Choking the Strings, Don't Let Your Sweet Love Die. I mean, just classic Reno Smiley stuff, and very cool. I paid $8.99 for that, so happy. One of my favorite banjo players, Noam Pakilny from, again, the Punch Brothers. Noam has a couple of solo albums, which I have, and I really enjoy. And also, he's in this new project now, Mighty Poplar, which are just fantastic. But anyway, Noam does this album as a tribute to the great Kenny Baker. And Noam Pakilny plays Kenny Baker, plays Bill Monroe. And wow, I haven't got a chance to listen to this yet. I just got it off of Amazon, and it just came in. But wow, Noam plays banjo on this. Stuart Duncan, the incredible fiddle player, is on here. Ronnie McQuarrie playing mandolin. Brian Sutton on guitar. But they do Road to Columbus on here. Jerusalem Ridge. Monroe's Hornpipe, Cheyenne, Big Sandy River, Wheelhouse. I mean, I'm really excited to hear this. In a used CD store yesterday, and I always go through the bargain bins. I get these bins with all CDs, $2. And I found an Old Crow Medicine Show. Again, bluegrass, related, you know. Old Crow Medicine Show. I've never heard this album. See, there's a disclaimer on it that might be scratched up, but I think it's going to play fine. It was $1.99. Tennessee Pusher. I've never heard this one. I am a bit of a fan of these guys. So I'm kind of interested in hearing that. If any of you guys are aware of it, let me know. A banjo player you might not be aware of, who's been around for quite a few years now. I paid $90.99 for this. Jamie Stone. Now, Jamie is a very adventurous player. Um, he will play classical and jazz and world music, and just he's a great player. And I am really interested in hearing what Jamie has to do on this album. This came out in like 2011 or something. Jamie Stone, Room of Wonders. There's a picture of Jamie in here. There he is right there. But give this gentleman a listen. He is a great banjo player. And yeah, I wouldn't call this traditional bluegrass music by any means, but if you like Bela Fleck and that kind of stuff, you'll probably really enjoy this. So that's it. Check out the Mute if you're looking for one. Throw these things away, man. That's archaic now. Just you can't do that anymore. There's no way. Thanks for watching. Everyone have a great day. We will be back with another video when I get a chance. I'm going to do a little spotlight on a banjo player that I am following. Just absolutely brilliant player, Kristen Scott Benson. I'm waiting for a couple of her CDs to show up at my door, and then I'm going to do a little mini review on them. So again, have a great day. Please give me some thumbs up and a subscription if you could. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks.